Welcome back to Wayne TV. I'm Joel Gilly. We have a very special friend, no stranger to the show here, Mr. Brian Volk, and we're back talking about Purple Heart Banquet again.
Finally.
It seems like it literally does seem like it was just yesterday.
But we missed a year.
Yep. COVID, of course, affected a lot of things last year, but you guys are excited to be back.
We are, and better than ever. This was to be our 10th year.
Oh wow!
Obviously, we didn't quite achieve that with skipping last year, so we're back to 9.
I think everyone who had stuff, we'll just fast forward to 10.
We'll fast forward to 10.
I'm kidding.
Bill will be happy about that.
Exactly.
Bill Graham, yeah. We're really excited. We've had some great sponsorship from the local community, and it just continues. Every day we go out and somebody else wants to donate and give us some money, and we're always looking for money, so that's always another option. I'll give you a flyer with some contact information digitally that you can put on the on the website, and we hope to have around 55 recipients or so to 60. We'd love to have 70.
Yeah.
And then we'll have Gold Star families, probably 15 to 20 of those, and then our past Purple Heart families number has grown this year. We've lost a few Purple Heart recipients in the 2 years that we haven't had the banquet, so it's gearing up to be a big event.
Yeah.
Trying to get a very World War II veteran to be a speaker, Medal of Honor recipient. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm holding out.
Hey, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Explain just a little bit for people who don't know about the Purple Heart Banquet at all. And so you guys are honoring Purple Heart recipients.
Yep.
And so every year you recognize new ones who have not been recognized before?
Right. So the Purple Heart Banquet, this will be 9 years. And it was started up in Wake Forest, was the first community to start it. A guy by the name of Mike Johnson, who's still very active in the North Carolina Foundation. And then it has just branched out from there. I think we were the second community to start it.
That's awesome.
And they've
Is
had
that a
them
nationwide group now?
It's more North Carolina.
Okay.
Although there are some surrounding states that are starting to kind of get on board with it.
That's cool.
And so the banquet basically honors a Purple Heart recipient, a Gold Star family, or a family of someone who has a blood relative that was a Purple Heart recipient. And we are always looking for new people. Especially, we had a lot of Purple Hearts were awarded in Iraq and Afghanistan, but not nearly the numbers that we saw in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. And those guys are, unfortunately, we're losing a lot of those guys on a daily basis. So the numbers are less today than what they were, which is a good thing. But it's we hate losing those guys.
Absolutely.
So we strive hard to work on their work with their families and make sure that we still continue to honor those names, because that's what it's really all about, is remember the name and honor the person, you know.
Absolutely.
What else can we say about it?
Now, I do, again, for people who don't know, I think it's probably common knowledge, but tell us the difference in a Purple Heart and a Gold Star.
Okay, so a Purple Heart recipient is somebody who has been injured in combat. Mm-hmm. They have shed blood for the country and were awarded, basically it's awarded by either the president or the chief of staff. And it's fifth highest medal.
I was about to say, it's pretty high.
Yeah, it's up there. So when we talk about Gold Star families, a Gold Star family is somebody who has lost a loved one in combat. And the military and the government honors these people as a Gold Star family, Gold Star mom, Gold Star dad, or a Gold Star family.
Yep.
We've got quite a few here in our local community. And we're always looking for new folks in that group as well, because people move in and move out.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have my number and Bill Graham's number and a good contact number. So if you know of families that maybe have never heard of this, those are really what today's all about, is trying to focus on getting the message out there and spreading the word. We want to get those guys that have never been to this banquet, or the families who've never been to this banquet, and then also continue to honor the folks that keep coming year after year.
And one of the, as a sidebar on the Gold Star thing, one thing that I learned at the last Purple Heart Banquet is about the Gold Star memorials.
Right.
That there's these really cool Gold Star memorials all over I guess every state almost. Yeah.
We're getting almost every state. And kind of going back, the request was put in yesterday. The guy who started that program is Herschel Woody Williams. He was on Iwo Jima. He received a Medal of Honor from it. He is 96 or 7, and he is hopefully going to be our guest speaker if we can get him here.
Wow, that'd be pretty cool.
But he travels. He was just up in Elkin, North Carolina for the dedication of that memorial. The other two closest Gold Star memorials there's a brand new one in Beaufort, or Beaufort, or I don't know how
Beaufort,
Beaufort, yeah. And then there's also one in Wilmington.
Yep.
So if you haven't seen those, they're just amazing.
The one in Wilmington's right on the waterfront, right? Is that where that one is?
It's in Hugh McCrae Park.
Okay, never mind. I'm thinking about it's supposed to be a veteran one.
It might be the one in Beaufort is pretty close to the water. Yeah.
But really cool. I mean, I saw the pictures, from all over, and it's a sidebar. But if you ever get a chance to look into these Gold Star memorials, and you're in a town that has one, go check it out because they are really, really special.
Yes, tells the story of the town.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of the memorials has a panel on it that is specific to that town, whatever is unique, or a family member or a person who was killed from that town. And they're very, very cool.
So talk a little bit about the event. What can people expect? I know there's typically food there. There's some entertainment. What are we looking at for this year?
The format will stay very similar to what we normally have. The recipients arrive with their families at about 5 o'clock. We get put into that's not the right way to say it. We're in kind of a closed off area, and it's kind of neat because we get a chance to kind of exchange stories and catch up with old friends we haven't seen since last year and all that. And then they escort the families to the tables, and there's some hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that for both sides, both the family and that. And then at 6 o'clock, the banquet starts, and the Purple Heart recipients are honored with a saber line on a red carpet. And usually either the base commander or one of the local dignitaries will present them with a bag with some swag in it and some thank yous. And then they're escorted by the ROTC cadets to their seat. We'll have some basic programs in between there. There'll be some entertainment. I think we've got three different entertainers lined up this year.
Cool.
We'll kind of get through that part of it. We'll get through dinner. And shortly after dinner, then they go into there'll be a keynote speaker, of course, and then we get into dinner, and there's the part where we honor the Gold Star families. They're presented with a gift bag as well, and special identification, and their loved one is read and announced. And then also the same with the Purple Heart families that have lost someone in the last years. They're honored as well, and we remember the name of that individual that sacrificed for our country. And then they'll have dessert, usually Cheesecake Factory up there in Rocky Mount. They always hook us up with a bunch of cupcakes, and it looks like this year will be the same. So that's always the highlight with that cheesecake cupcake, We started something a couple of years ago, kind of borrowed it from the Marine Corps. At some point during the night, we'll bring up the youngest Purple Heart recipient there and the oldest Purple Heart recipient there. And then our guest of honor will usually be the speaker. We'll come up and do a Marine-style cake cutting. If you've ever been to one of those,
with
and you probably remember it. We cut the cake with a saber, and that has become very popular. A lot of people wanted to see that continue, so we're going to do that again this year.
First time I ever saw that done was at a military ball.
Yep.
And I was like, what are these guys doing?
Yeah. There's
but
so
it's awesome.
much. Well, there's so much history with it, and being an Air Force guy, I'm not overly smart on the Marine Corps traditions, so I've got to go to a couple friends of mine and make sure I got my P's and Q's and all that taken care of so that I do it properly and don't dishonor their procedures,
That's funny. So for the public, are tickets on sale? How does that work?
So we'll have tickets starting probably the first part of next month, going to the middle. They can be purchased. I think they're going to be $35 for the ticket. Okay. Dress is business casual. And then there's a full menu, or not a full menu, but a full meal provided.
Yep.
And
it's always a solid meal. So
yeah, the Flame, I think,
Yep.
is who we'll have this year. And expect about 500 people. They opened up the Maxwell Center to where we're going to be able to fill that up.
Yep.
And I would expect, 400 to 500 people in there. There's plenty of room. It's not like you're sitting on top of somebody
Yeah.
the way we used to. We used to do it at First PH Church, and we just kind of outgrew that facility.
Yeah.
And they were so good to us. Really enjoyed having it there, but we just kind of outgrew it. So we moved on to the Maxwell, and once again, what a great facility we have in our backyard there.
Yeah. It's a top-notch event. I mean, it's the ticket price there gets you a great meal and everything like that, and that's fine and dandy. But it really gives back to those that have sacrificed for our country.
Yeah.
It honors those, and I can't think of a more important event to be a part of, really.
Right. One of the things we're going to do this year, a little bit different than last, we always kind of put all of our DVs up front. And when I say DVs, like local leadership and command structure from the base and all that, we're kind of going to rearrange that. And this came as a recommendation of one of the DVs that was there last year. They're like, why don't you mix us in and kind of push the Purple Heart recipients to the front?
Oh, yeah.
So this year you can expect maybe a Purple Heart recipient at your table and maybe a DV from
That's cool.
Local community. And then one of the other things, a lot of times somebody will sponsor us, and with our sponsorship, say for example, if you're a white sponsor, you donate $250, you get 4 tickets. Well, those 4 tickets, a lot of people don't fill them or they don't show up.
Mm-hmm.
So those tickets we're going to be giving to, the priority will be based on World War II veterans, Korean veterans and Vietnam veterans, trying to get them out.
Yeah.
And utilize, just making sure we get all the seats full and we get everybody out there that we need out there.
That's cool. So I've got to talk about it because I know that you have such an interesting story too. So tell us a little bit about you, the man behind some of the magic. You spend a lot of time volunteering now doing the Purple Heart stuff, but give us your background just in a brief little bit there as to why you are still doing so much for Purple Heart.
Well, it's so my Purple Heart came in Saudi Arabia. I was in a place called Khobar Towers. Kind of ironic that we're doing this right now because next Friday will be 25 years since that happened. This will be the first year that I'm going to go down to Eglin to go to the ceremony.
Oh, really?
They do a ceremony down there every year.
Awesome.
And so I'm going to go this year. Just like all Purple Heart recipients, I was in the wrong place at the right time or the right place at the wrong time, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
They detonated basically what they call it, in today's term, is a vehicle-borne IED, and it equated to about 28,000 pounds of explosives.
Wow.
Blew a hole in the ground about 35 feet deep and about 85 feet wide. Took the structure off a building, severely damaged another building, and we lost 19 airmen that day, and there were about 400 of us that were injured.
Wow.
Most of my injuries were glass injuries. I had a little bit of metal in my hip, but all that stuff came out. I didn't get sent home early or anything like that. And I struggled. I remember coming back to Utah, which is where I was stationed, and at the ceremony where I received another medal that I got for that time frame, there was a World War II Purple Heart recipient came up, and he's like, you need to join the Military Order of the Purple Heart. And I remember telling him, I'm like, look, there were guys that died that have a Purple Heart. There were guys that lost legs, arms, that have Purple Hearts. That's just maybe not for me. And he was very persistent. And I joined. That was in '96, and I've been a member ever since. I've held lots of leadership positions up to the chapter level. And for me, speaking to your point of giving back, to me, it's about remembering those 19 people. In the time after Khobar, we've had lots of people who were there that the images that they saw can't escape them.
Yeah.
And they unfortunately have taken their life.
Yep.
And to me, when I give back in the community, especially with the Military Order of the Purple Heart and the Wayne County Veterans and Patriots Coalition, it's about remembering those names.
Yep.
And making sure that those stories never get forgotten, because that's kind of what my mentors, the guys who received Purple Hearts before me from World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, that's what they did.
Yep.
So I just enjoy giving back and telling people stories and talking about families that have given the ultimate sacrifice. You know, a son or a daughter that, or a husband or a wife that gave their all for their country, and we owe it to them to remember them and tell their stories and speak their names.
You said it much better than I could have said it, because you're right. The struggles that we have, the struggles that I have are nothing, in comparison to a lot of the struggles that you guys have seen as veterans, and we really do owe it all, to those in uniform. So I'm glad you gave a little bit of your story there, because I think that hits home a little bit more. It's personal for you. It's not just something you're doing for fun. It does have a meaning, and you got a passion for it. So give us those dates for the Purple Heart Banquet.
So the banquet will be on Saturday, August 7th. We'll be doing setup out there on Friday. The banquet starts for recipients. It'll be 5 p.m. For the general population, it'll be 6 p.m. Expect a process. You'll come in, you'll check in, provide your ticket, they'll check you off, and they'll show you to your table. Cool. And the entertainment will be going throughout that time frame, and then the program will start. Tickets, I think, they're $35, or if you're a recipient, you can buy extra tickets for $25, I think it is. The recipient gets 1 ticket for themselves and 3 additional tickets for family members.
Okay, cool.
And then they have that ability to pay the extra money and we have some guys that they fill a full table of 8 with their family, which is very cool. Tickets should be available first part of July.
Okay.
If you're a recipient and you've been before, we do have a master roster with everybody's name on it, and you can expect a phone call probably the 1st or 2nd week of July.
Perfect.
And then we'll send those tickets out probably the 3rd week to the 4th week of July, and then we'll be right there into the 1st week of August for the 7th, which is the banquet.
Awesome. We'll have that information, the contact information, down below here, so that you can find out who you need to call for tickets and things like that.
Absolutely.
Bill Graham, he's still a part of it this year, right?
Oh, he's the man behind the mission.
He's never going to stop.
No.
Bill with the...
he will be leading us long after he's gone.
I love it.
He's just such a powerful force in the veteran community here.
Yeah.
We've got some other events planned. We'll have a homeless veteran stand down in October.
Awesome.
We're going to do a hot dog cook right around July 4th time frame for veterans and active duty. What else is going on? Obviously, the Veterans Day Parade is big this year. We will be able to have the Veterans Day. We're very much looking forward to that. Hopefully, we can fill up Center Street from one end to the other with lots of entries and lots of veterans out there.
That's awesome. Again, go ahead and once July hits, start thinking about it. Get your tickets early. Yep. It really is a great event. Good food, good entertainment, and most importantly, it gives back a little bit to those who have given a lot for us. So.
Right. Yep.
Again, thank you for coming in. We're going to talk again a little bit closer to the event too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
But if you have any questions, give these gentlemen a call. They'll be glad to answer any questions. And again, if you are a Purple Heart recipient and are not on the list already, or a Gold Star family, they need to hear from you.
Yep.
So give them a call and get on the list.
Absolutely. My name is Brian Volk. My phone number is 919-222-6673. You can call me. If I don't answer, I'll call you back.
Yep.
But we are looking for anybody that wants to attend, and specifically veterans who've not ever heard of this before, and Purple Heart recipients that have not ever heard of this, or a Gold Star family that's not ever heard of this. So
awesome.
Looking forward to it, and really want to thank you for letting me come on and talk about it.
August is going to be here before we know it. So
man, this year's flying by.
It really is.
Absolutely.
Again, Brian, thank you so much for coming in. Go ahead and get your tickets for the Purple Heart Banquet coming up at the Maxwell Center, August the 7th. And we'll talk with you again in a few weeks.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.